Okay, hey everybody. So I've been avoiding um, making this video. Um, I have been in shock, I guess. Shock. I've been grieving, just like a lot of other people have. And I wanted to really reflect before I attempted to make this video, because I really thought that it would be important for me to figure out what to. I wanted to be helpful and not pointless in this video, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Um, so, a lot of this is, okay. The reason why I'm making this video now and putting everything else on hold, I've put everything else on hold. I have other videos that I wanted to post this week. I've called off work for this weekend, and it's my long week, so yeah. I've called off work. I've muddled through the week the best that I can without trying to be positive and not flip shit. So, Sunday morning, as everyone knows, there was the shooting in Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. I didn't know anybody. Let me just put that out there. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any of the victims. I didn't have friends or family there. I do have family in Orlando. Well, not in Orlando, but close to Orlando. But I didn't know anybody directly involved in the incident. But I felt it. I think a lot of us did and have and still are feeling it deeply. And I was going to make this video with Josh, but he wasn't comfortable with that. And, I didn't want to push him into it. I wasn't sure if I was comfortable making this video. But, yeah. And, it's my reflections don't really matter at this point. What I think does not matter. But I can tell you I am sad, I am angry, and I am scared. It's very close to home. This incident is not physically, but emotionally close to home. Our Pride here in Columbus is our Pride Festival is actually this coming weekend. This weekend. So today's Thursday. So it kicks off tomorrow. Actually, if you want to say it kicks off today, I think that would be appropriate. There's going to be a rally for Orlando tonight. I think that this is an important lesson. I think, we need to realize that not every day is guaranteed. And I think it's an important lesson for the LGBTQ community to realize that we are not done. I'd like to take a minute to read a post from a young man. He's probably around my age, actually, that has been circling around Facebook. And a lot of you have probably seen it and read it, but if not, I'd like to take a minute to read it to you. Earlier today, a friend remarked, "I don't understand the way you are reacting. It's almost like you knew someone in the club." Here's the thing you need to understand about every LGBT person in your family, your work, and your circle of friends. We've spent most of our lives being aware that we are at risk. When you hear interviews talking to LGBT folks, and they say, "It could have been here, it could have been me," they aren't exaggerating. I don't care how long you've been out, how far down your road to self-acceptance and love you've traveled. We are always aware that we are at some point at some level of risk. I'm about as don't give a shit what anyone thinks as anyone you'll ever meet. And when I reach to hold my boyfriend's hand in the car, I still do the mental calculation of, okay, that car is slightly behind us so they can't see, but that truck to my left can see right inside the car. If I kiss my boyfriend in public, like he leaned in for on the bike trail the other day, I'm never fully in the moment. I'm always parsing who is around us and paying attention to us. There's a tension that comes with that. A literal tensing of the muscles as you brace for potential danger. For a lot of us, it's become such an automatic reaction that we don't even think about it directly anymore. We just do it. And then over the last few years, it started to fade a little. It started to feel like maybe things were getting better. A string of Supreme Court decisions, public opinion shifting to the side of LGBT rights. Life was getting better. You could breathe a little bit. What happened with this event is pretty dramatically demonstrated by how my boyfriend and I are reacting to it. My boyfriend came out fairly late during the golden glow of the changing tide. He's never dealt with something like this. It's literally turned him inside out emotionally, because all that stuff he read about that was just then became very much now. For me, I've had some time to adjust to the idea that people hate us enough to kill us. So this weekend was such a sudden slap in the face, a reminder that I should never have let my guard down, should never have gotten complacent, because it could have been us. Every LGBT person you know knows what I'm talking about. Those tiny little calculations we do over the course of our life add up. And we just got hit with a stark reminder that those simmering concerns, those fears, they probably won't ever go away. We'll never be free of them. Additionally, now we just got a lesson that expressing our love could result in the deaths of others, completely unrelated to us. It's easy to take risks when it's just you and you've made that choice. Now there's this subtext that you could set off someone who kills other people who weren't even involved. And that's just a lot. That's why I'm personally a bit off balance, even though, or because depending on how you look at it, I live in Texas and was not personally affected by this tragedy. Don't get me wrong, nothing will change. I will still hold my husband's hand in public. I will still kiss him in public. We'll still go out and attend functions and hold our heads high. But we will be doing those mental calculations for the rest of our lives. Those little PDAs you take for granted with your spouse. They come with huge baggage for us. Every single one is an act of defiance with all that entails. So do me a favor. Reach out to that LGBT person in your life, friend, co-worker, or family. Just let them know you are thinking of them and you love them. That will mean the world to them right now. So, the reason why I read that is not to say that I think that anyone would feel that anybody's being over dramatic about grieving. I think it's important to realize that also these were Americans. Most of these victims were American, and that is what they were first and foremost, but they also led these lives. They, I'm not going to get into the debate as to whether or not this attack, this horrible thing, was a hate crime or an act of terrorism, because I believe it was both. It was a very terrible thing. And for those of you who are on my Facebook, I have been posting political things, and I want you to know that I'm sorry for that. I usually, I try not to get too far into politics, but my mother has broken down on the phone and yelled at me and raised her voice at me out of fear. I've had deep conversations with Josh. I've had deep conversations with my mother. And my mother and my sister are planning on attending Pride with us this weekend. It's a harsh reminder. It really is. But I want to focus more energy on healing and positivity. And that's why I did this candle lighting ceremony and a bit of a prayer and meditation to uprise a few different energies. I think it's important that we're all proud of who we are. We all need to have pride in who we are. But this little makeshift ritual I did is also to promote love and peace. The pink candle that you see is actually the candle I lit for the victims. I can't light 100 candles to promote healing. I don't have the space. So I just lit our house candle, actually, which is embodied with the energies of love and peace and calming and healing. So I lit that candle, and I added some rainbow runes to this candle, to promote peace and love and harmony and coexistence. Um, and at the same time, I'm also pulling up prayers of protection and all that for everybody this coming weekend, and um, here locally and around the country as we celebrate Pride Month. And I want to thank everybody, really thank everybody for the positive posts and the candle keeping ceremonies and the candle lighting ceremonies and all that. It's amazing, and I want to, even though I was not directly affected, I want to thank everybody from one member of the LGBTQ community. I want to thank everybody that wrote a Facebook status or has shared something on Facebook or donated, or has posted a video on YouTube. Whatever small thing you've done to spread the love and positivity, I want to thank you from my side of from my little spot, from my little dot speck in the LGBT community. I want to thank you personally. I know the owner, or the head chief of our apartment complex most likely will not see this, but I also shared on Facebook the other day. I received an email stating that my apartment complex, the corporate company that owns my complex, is actually donating $10,000 to Orlando, the One Orlando Fund, to help victims and their families and the community. And I think that's freaking amazing. That's fucking awesome. So if you guys can donate, that'd be great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just keep sending positive energy. And for those of you who are fellow members of the LGBTQA community, do not be afraid. Do not let them win. Do not let them keep you from going to your celebration. Pride Month is your month. Your Pride Parade or festival is your day. That is your day. That is your time to be who you are. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let anybody take that from you. I also want to give a huge shout out to my family, my mom and my sister in particular, who will be joining me for Pride this weekend and standing with us. And I want to say huge thank you to the ladies and gentlemen at the place that I work, even though they may never see this. But thank you guys for helping myself and Jenna out and covering our shifts for us, because our weekend actually fell on Pride weekend. Thank you so much for stepping up to the plate and willingly volunteering to take our shifts so we can go and celebrate and stand with our brothers and sisters. Thank you guys so much. And thanks to all the allies overall. because without you guys, it's honestly hard saying where we would be. We need your support overall. So, thank you, everybody, and I hope everybody's week is amazing. Peace, love, and stay kind to one another. You shut your mouth, how can you say I go about things the wrong way? I am human and I need to be loved, just like everybody else does. That is criminally vulgar. I am the sun and air of nothing in particular.